There's an entire world hidden inside the mountains above Manitou Springs, a world filled with towering chambers, twisting passageways, underground history, and places where the only thing separating you from complete darkness is the light you carry with you. But before you visit Cave of the Winds, there's one important decision you need to make. How do you want to experience the cave? Because this isn't a place where every visitor follows the exact same path. You can take a comfortable guided walk through illuminated chambers, explore the darker side of the cave by lantern light, or leave the developed pathways behind and crawl into passages that most visitors will never see. These are the three main cave experiences at Cave of the Winds Mountain Park: the Discovery Tour, the Haunted Lantern Tour, and the Expedition Tour. Each one offers a completely different kind of adventure, and choosing the right one can make a huge difference in your visit. In this video, we're going inside all three tours, showing you what to expect, what you should bring, and which experience may be the best fit for you and your group. Cave of the Winds Mountain Park sits high above Manitou Springs in Williams Canyon, just a short drive from Colorado Springs. People have been exploring these caves for generations, with guided tours beginning all the way back in 1881. Today, this is one of the most unique attractions in the Pikes Peak region, giving visitors a chance to see a side of the mountains that most people never experience. No matter which tour you choose, there are a few things you should know before heading inside. The cave stays around 54 degrees year-round. Even when it's warm and sunny outside, it will feel cool when you enter the mountain, so bringing a light jacket or sweatshirt is always a good idea. Comfortable closed-toed shoes are strongly recommended. Every tour involves some combination of walking, stairs, uneven surfaces, or narrow passages, although the amount of physical activity changes quite a bit between the three options. You should also plan to arrive early, giving yourself enough time to park, check in, use the restroom, and meet your guide before the scheduled start of your tour. Cave tours often operate on set departure times, so arriving late could mean missing your group. Now let's start with the option that works best for most first-time visitors. The Discovery Tour is a classic Cave of the Winds experience. This is where most families and first-time cave visitors will want to begin. It gives you the opportunity to explore the cave, see its formations, and learn about its history without requiring you to crawl through mud or navigate the cave in darkness. The tour lasts about 45 minutes to an hour and travels through roughly half a mile of the cave. The Discovery Tour follows developed walkways and lighting throughout the entire experience. As you move through the cave, your guide will lead you into a series of underground rooms and passageways while explaining how the cave was formed, what early explorers discovered inside, and the history behind Cave of the Winds. You will see different types of cave formations, narrow corridors, large chambers, and plenty of details that would be easy to miss without a guide pointing them out. The pathways are mostly paved, but that doesn't mean the tour is completely flat. There are nearly 200 stairs throughout the experience, along with some tighter passages and lower ceilings. The stairs are broken into smaller sections, and handrails are available, so most visitors can move through the cave at a comfortable pace. The Discovery Tour is best for families, younger children, first-time visitors, and anyone who wants to experience a real cave without taking on a highly physical adventure. There are a few things that families with small children should keep in mind. Strollers cannot travel through the cave, and backpack-style child carriers may not fit through some of the narrow or low passageways. A front-facing child carrier is typically the best option for infants and toddlers. For most visitors, the Discovery Tour offers the perfect balance. It's educational, approachable, and still gives you a feeling of stepping into a completely different world beneath the mountain. But once you've seen the cave with the lights on, you may start to wonder what it would have felt like to explore this place before those lights and walkways existed. That is where the next tour changes the experience completely. The Haunted Lantern Tour takes you away from brightly illuminated passageways and into a darker, more mysterious side of Cave of the Winds. Instead of relying on electric lights, your group will explore by handheld lanterns. The glow from the lanterns creates just enough light to see the passage in front of you, while the rest of the cave disappears into darkness. Almost immediately, the experience feels more immersive. The shadows are deeper, the cave feels larger, and every sound seems to travel a little farther through the passageways. This area of the cave is less developed than the route used in the Discovery Tour. You should expect original cave floors, uneven steps, narrow passageways, low ceilings, and areas that may be damp or muddy. One of the most memorable sections is a long, low passage where visitors need to crouch and move carefully beneath the ceiling. You're not crawling on your hands and knees, but you should be prepared to duck, bend, and shuffle through tighter parts of the cave. Along the way, your guide shares stories about the cave's earliest explorers, its history, local folklore, and some of the unexplained experiences people have reported underground. That storytelling is a major part of what makes this tour so different. You're not simply looking at cave formations. You're following a lantern through the same kind of darkness early explorers would have encountered, while hearing stories connected to the tunnels around you. At certain moments, your guide may ask everyone to extinguish their lanterns. When that happens, it's complete darkness like you've never experienced before. There are no distant lights, no glowing exit signs, and no way for your eyes to adjust. It's the kind of darkness that's difficult to fully understand until you experience it yourself. The lantern tour is best for older kids, teenagers, couples, and adults who want something more adventurous and atmospheric than the traditional cave walk. Participants need to be at least 8 years old, making this a better choice for families with older children. This tour may not be ideal for anyone who has difficulty crouching, climbing uneven stairs, or walking over natural cave surfaces. You should wear sturdy, closed-toed shoes with good traction. Photography and outside light sources may also be restricted because they can take away from the lantern-lit experience. This is one of those tours where it's better to put the phone away and fully experience what's happening around you. For visitors who enjoy history, ghost stories, and adventures that feel slightly outside their comfort zone, the lantern tour may be the most memorable option at the park. But even this tour follows a planned route. For the final experience, you're going much further beyond the traditional cave tour. The expedition tour is not just a walk through a cave, it's a real caving experience. This tour leaves the developed pathways behind and takes you into sections of the cave where you climb, crawl, squeeze, and work your way through the mountain. The expedition tour typically lasts between 2.5 and 3 hours, making it the longest and most physically demanding of the 3 main tours. Instead of paved walkways and electric lighting, you will rely on a helmet and headlamp as your group travels over natural cave terrain. Expect mud, wet surfaces, tight passageways, ladders, ropes, uneven footing, and areas where you may need to use both your hands and feet to keep moving. Some passages are only 18 inches wide and 24 inches tall. This experience requires a very different mindset than the Discovery and Lantern tours. You need to be comfortable getting dirty, navigating in enclosed spaces, and following your guide over obstacles. You don't need previous caving experience, but you should be in reasonably good physical condition. The expedition tour is generally available to visitors ages 13 and older. Anyone under 18 must participate with a paying adult. This is best for adventurous teens, adults, outdoor enthusiasts, and anyone who wants to experience Cave of the Winds in a way that feels much closer to true cave exploration. Preparing for this tour is extremely important. Wear long pants and a long sleeve shirt to help protect your skin while climbing and crawling. Choose durable, closed-toed shoes with good traction, and bring work gloves to protect your hands. Everything you wear should be something you're comfortable getting very muddy. You should also bring a full change of clothes, including an extra pair of shoes. A plastic bag or trash bag is also helpful for keeping your muddy clothes separate after the tour. Cave of the Winds provides the helmet and headlamp, along with specialized equipment needed for the experience. Reservations are required, and expedition tours are offered on select dates with smaller groups. Because space is limited, this is a tour you should plan and reserve well before the day you visit. For the right person, the expedition tour may be the highlight of the entire Colorado trip. It's challenging, messy, and completely different from nearly everything else you can experience in the Pikes Peak region. When you finally return to daylight, covered in mud, looking back at the mountain you just crawled through, you'll understand why this is more than a cave tour, it's an unforgettable adventure. So which cave tour should you choose? For families and first-time visitors, the Discovery Tour is the best place to start. It's approachable, informative, and gives you a great look at the history and geology of the cave. For older kids and adults who want something darker, more immersive, and filled with history and folklore, choose the Haunted Lantern Tour. And for visitors who are ready to crawl, climb, squeeze through tight passages, and get completely covered in mud, the Expedition Tour offers the biggest underground adventure. No matter which experience you choose, Cave of the Winds gives you the chance to explore a part of Colorado that most people never get to see. The mountain views around Manitou Springs are beautiful, but some of the most unforgettable places in the Pikes Peak region are hidden deep beneath the surface. So which tour would you choose? The Discovery Tour, the Haunted Lantern Tour, or the Expedition Tour? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more videos, trip planning tips, and unforgettable ways to explore the Pikes Peak region.